Do you ever hear some people speak and you just think to yourself, I don't really trust this person. They don't sound like they know what they are saying. This could be because of the way they were saying it. If you are a non-native English speaker, you must have experienced a situation where you were giving a presentation in the office or trying to make a point during a negotiation or sometimes during an argument, and the other person was undermining you and making it sound like you were not making sense, and this would have left you very infuriated. At that point, you'd have probably been asking yourself, how do I overcome my speaking challenges? How do I build confidence? And how do I enhance my fluency? This video is for you because I'll be answering those questions and I'll be teaching you how to speak like you know what you are saying. Let's get right into it. Now, speaking in front of a camera or even to someone else in a language that you're not very comfortable with can be very intimidating. So let's talk about what these fears are that people have and how to overcome them. Many of us fear being judged by others when we speak. Oh, maybe they'll think I'm not confident. Maybe when I stutter, they'll laugh at me. But the truth is, in reality, most people are quite understanding and they realize that, yeah, you're going to make some mistakes. So you need to practice self-compassion. Have a little kindness for yourself. Mistakes are part of the process. Yes, sometimes you may make mistakes while you're speaking. It's all part of it. So here's a tip for you. You can try to practice in front of a mirror when you speak and record yourself. This way you'll be able to see your gestures and your expressions, and this will definitely reduce your anxiety. Another common challenge that people have is perfectionism, the desire to be perfect all the time. In reality, no one is perfect. People make mistakes, just as I said before. This is one that is very common among non-native English speakers. I have met students who want to have an accent. So they feel like, oh, if I don't have an American accent or a British accent, then my English is not perfect. What? The goal of your speaking or your communication should be to be understood. It's not important to have an accent, American, British, whatever type of accent. That's not important. The important thing is that you're able to speak in a way that the people or person listening to you can understand you clearly and work with the information that you're giving to them. Here's another tip for you. As you practice to improve your English, focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate all the small wins that you see on the way. This way, you realize that you're actually making a lot of progress. Another obstacle to speaking fluently and confidently is a lack of practice. The more you practice, the more confident you'll be in English. So find opportunities to speak in English. This could be by joining a group that forces you to speak in English by giving some presentations, or getting a tutor who coaches you one-on-one and forces you to speak during your classes, or it could be by having conversations with a friend either online or in person. Whatever the situation may be, make sure you create avenues to practice speaking your English. So here's a tip for you. Use language exchange apps or join online forums where you can practice speaking English in a supportive environment. That's very key. Now let's talk about how to build confidence while speaking. Confidence is very key to speaking fluently and communicating effectively. The first thing you need to do is to make sure that you are prepared. Being well prepared before speaking can boost your confidence. Plan what you want to say beforehand. Make sure you know what you have to deliver inside and out. If it's a presentation, make sure you have gone through the PowerPoint slides and you understand the thing that you're about to speak about. This way, even if you are not able to see what's written on the presentation, you'll be able to express yourself naturally. Now, this doesn't mean that you should memorize what you want to say and read it out like a script, like a robot. No, you want to avoid doing this. The point is for you to familiarize yourself with the material such that even if you're not reading it line by line, you have an idea of what it's about. And this way you're not stressing, you're not nervous, you're not anxious. You're able to just naturally speak because you're confident of what you're saying and you know the material. If you have a speech coming up or presentation or a forum where you have to speak and you have some time to prepare beforehand, make sure you try to write down some points, some key points, and practice speaking with them before the presentation. Practice until you feel comfortable. This way, when it's time for you to speak, you'll be fluent and confident. The next thing you need to do is you need to visualize yourself positively. Okay? This may seem quite unnecessary, but trust me, it works. If you are able to see yourself, visualize yourself delivering a good speech, speaking fluently and confidently, when you actually have to speak, you realize that it just happens naturally. The mental preparation helps to reduce your anxiety and helps to improve your performance. So instead of always thinking about your mistakes and how your English is so bad and how you're not speaking clearly and how you are not making progress in learning English, visualize yourself positively. Visualize yourself as a person who is learning and making progress in English. More importantly, visualize yourself as someone who speaks fluently. And just watch how that mental process begins to play out in reality. Next is your body language. Your body language can affect your confidence. If you notice from this video, I'm using my hands, I'm using my eyes, I'm moving my body from side to side, depending on the point I'm trying to make. All these things can help to boost your confidence. So, if you're going to be giving a presentation, make sure you stand up straight, or if it's an online presentation, sit up straight, make eye contact, and use gestures to express yourself. This will definitely boost your confidence. Something else that helps you speak fluently and confidently is or are breathing techniques. These breathing techniques can help to calm you down. Taking deep breaths can help to stabilize you and just make you calm so you're not nervous and fidgety and unstable throughout your speech. Try the 4-7-8 method. What is this? You inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. So let's try it together. Inhale, hold it, and exhale. All right. I'm sure you feel calm already because I do. And trust me, if you are calm, you'll be confident. Finally, let's talk about how to enhance your fluency. Fluent speaking comes from practice and effective techniques. Something that can really help you develop fluency is active listening. Listen to fluent English speakers, and as you do so, pay attention to their speech patterns, their intonation, and their vocabulary. The more you listen to them, the more you'd be able to hear English being spoken naturally, and you'd be able to learn how it's spoken and adapt to that natural speaking style eventually. A tip that could help you here is that you could watch TED Talks or good English podcasts, or you could have conversations with native English speakers. I'm emphasizing on native English speakers because sometimes non-native English speakers may make some mistakes without knowing it. They may also use some words that native English speakers do not use every day. If you speak with a native English speaker, they will be more natural in their speech and they will use more terms and words that are used in everyday English conversations. Now, another thing that will really help you develop your fluency is thinking in the language you're trying to learn. Now, I have to tell you that from personal experience, this has been a game changer for my students that I coach to improve their English, and even for me when I try to learn other languages. When you think in the language you are learning, you are not going to be translating from your native language to that language. You're going to be already thinking in that language. So when you open your mouth to speak, those sentences just come out naturally because you are already thinking in that language. It just comes out naturally. This will help you drastically and dramatically to improve your fluency because it's coming right from your head out to your mouth. There is no middleman, which is this translator changing things from German to English or from Polish to English. It's just coming straight from English in your brain to English through your lips. Start with simple everyday thoughts. Try to think about your everyday thoughts in English, like, oh, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to take out the trash and do the dishes before I take a bath. Just think about your daily routine in English, in your head. You're not saying it out, you're just thinking about it in your head. And then when you start with the basic thoughts, then you can move on to more complex thoughts and ideas. And take note as your English improves, because once you're thinking it, it just becomes easier to say it. The next thing that will help you improve your fluency is expanding your vocabulary. I think this one goes without saying. If you have more words in your vocabulary bank, you will not struggle for words. This is a very big problem for non-native English speakers. A lot of times they want to speak, they want to express themselves, but they don't have the words. So they're stuck for seconds and even sometimes minutes trying to think of that word that will perfectly express what they're trying to say. To avoid this happening to you all the time, the best way is to improve your vocabulary. Learn new words every day. In fact, this must be, if you are actively trying to improve your English, then you should be learning at least, the very least is one new word every day. Of course, you can increase this to, for me, I think the most that you can learn in a day is 3 new words every day, if you will be effective. Some people try to learn like 10 new words every day, 20 new words every day, but this is not a very effective method. At the end of the day, you won't remember the words that you learned. Okay, so if you want to be effective, minimum of 1, maximum of 3 new words every day, and always make out time during the weekends to review those words you've learned. As you learn those words, make sure you try to use them in sentences as you speak and as you write, so that your brain keeps being reminded of those new words, and eventually they become part of your everyday vocabulary. So the tip I have for you here is to keep a vocabulary journal and make sure you review it regularly so that you do not forget the words you have learned. My fourth tip for you here is consistent practice. If you are really serious about getting fluent and confident in your English, then you need to be practicing consistently. This means every day, not just when you have an English lesson or just when you meet an English speaker. No, you should take out time, dedicated time every day to practice your English. So there you have it. By overcoming speaking challenges, building confidence, and enhancing your fluency, you are well on your way to speaking fluently and confidently. And because I'm committed to your progress, I have included a downloadable PDF that has some points. It's a checklist, and it has some points that you need to remember before and while speaking to make sure that your speech is fluent and to make sure that you are feeling confident. So please, it's free. Make sure you find the link in the description box, download it, print it out, and you could paste it next to your mirror so that you can see it every time you need to speak or rehearse in front of the mirror, and you can mentally check these things out and be sure that you have them or you have prepared them before you start speaking. Also, I'd like you to share some other tips that have helped you to speak fluently and confidently in the comment section. Okay, let's learn from each other. Maybe you have some really great tips that could help someone be more confident as they speak in their work meeting or speak at that interview. Write it all in the comment section. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because you'll be getting more videos like this every week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the very next video.